The problem has always been when news deteriorates, the broadcast starts to give people what they want to see and not what they ought to know. And that is happening more and more often. Say, before somebody asks us the question, we probably ought to say, if the news is now 22:30, how long is 60 Minutes now?
It's, I think, 50...
I don't think it's 50. I bet it's under 50.
No, it's about 50.
It starts a minute after the hour. It ends. Take a stopwatch to it some night.
Well, I know how we can
he's going to do that.
I have a wonderful idea of how we could get what is theoretically 2 minutes and seems like 10.
Let me ask you this also. Imagine that tomorrow, abruptly, somehow, there were no 60 Minutes. Would you, and everyone else would want you, would you do this for another show? Would you do a few minutes with Andy Rooney for day one or prime time? Or?
You know, that came up 2 years ago when my contract was up. And, well, it's interesting. About loyalty, I was furious about a couple of things that happened and angry enough to stomp off. But you know, loyalty is a funny thing. It's an element all of its own, quite independent of what we are loyal to. For instance, we are all still loyal to CBS, but CBS is no longer the organization that brought us to this point of loyalty. And so I really can't answer the question more than that. What was the question?
I don't remember.
I know you asked me about my shoelaces, and I'm very loyal to these shoelaces.
I wish I'd written this one. Andy, when I grow up, I want to be just like you. When you were a little boy, what were you like? Tell the truth. This is Jeff from Green River, Vermont.
I don't know what I was like. I remember a screen door we had at our cottage at Lake George, and it had a white doorknob on it with a little brown spot. And I was about the age so I could just see that brown spot, and I don't know why this comes to me now. It's like a psychiatrist's couch, and I remember thinking, I'm aware of the world. I must have been about 6 or 7. And I thought to myself, I think I know about the world. And I still think that.
Another card to filler outer has written, are there any Republican reporters on 60 Minutes?
As far as I know, there could be 5.
What about fascist? What about Mike Wallace? Holy man. Republican, holy mackerel.
See, you stay home from something like this and you don't know what's going to be said about you.
Why didn't you both rise to Mike being a Republican?
It never occurred to me. I swear, it never... You know, maybe it's because I come from such a sweet-hearted country like Canada. I'm never even curious about people's politics.
But you have an office right next door. You hear him shouting. As much reason as there is for pessimism, and you know me, I'm not the one to see the good side of everything, but I was sitting at dinner tonight and not really pleased to be trapped. I would rather have been somewhere else, but then I got talking to the charming people at my table, and they explained this, and I thought of a phrase of Charles Carroll's. He said, there is a conspiracy of good people abroad in this country. And I thought to myself at dinner tonight, as I heard the explanation of what they were trying to do when they formed this organization of which you people are all a part, Jesus, what a good thing. This isn't the Middle West or anything. Here it is, Hartford, Connecticut. in somebody really trying to do something good in a sensible, intelligent way for their community. So there are some reasons to be optimistic about our
Would you say-